All right, Dragon Ball Super fans, I guess you could say it has been a good run of the Super franchise, but sadly it has come to a close. Now, basically in this video, spoiler alerts, but to be honest, I feel like everybody and their mother should have watched the episode by now, unless you're one of those people who, hats off to you, have decided to omit themselves from any kind of spoilers because you are dedicated to only watching the English dub, which at this point just got to the episode where Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks go to the future and Black uses Super Saiyan Rose for the first time. And I highly recommend the Dragon Ball Super English dub. Don't get me wrong, I watched the Japanese dub all the way through and I loved it, but I just love how the English dub changes some of the dialogue and it just makes it makes for very comical scenes. But in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about, the finale we got for Dragon Ball Super. Now, I've watched it at least 6 times right now. I thought it was I want to say great episode, but I don't know if I should really say that because it just felt, let me put it this way. It was rushed, but I don't think it was as bad in terms of being rushed as the finale to the Future Trunks are. Now, that was a hot mess. And I'm talking 2 episodes with that. The episode where we see Vegito and then Trunks defeating Merge Zamasu with the Spirit Sword or whatever you want to call it, Spirit Bomb Sword or whatever. But with this finale, it literally felt like 2 separate episodes. Like you had the first half of the episode wrapping up the fight of the Tournament of Power, and then the back half being like the wish as well as everybody going home to Universe 7. Now, I felt like, say what you want to about GT. I don't care if you want to say the non-canon, this and that, GT doesn't exist. GT knew how to do a finale. When Goku walked from the tournament grounds and then flew up in the air and got his power pole in the Nimbus Cloud and they flew off, it was like, oh my God. Until we meet again, guys, that was like heart-wrenching. I'll never forget it. I think I actually got the VHS. I think it was called Generations, 4 episodes of Dragon Ball GT. I remember I think I got that. Yeah, I got that VHS from Walmart the same day I went to 7th grade orientation, like open house. So I guess to me it felt weird because, or was it high school orientation? I forgot which one. But I think I was either going to middle school or going to high school. It was one of those things. I forgot the exact date, but I know I was getting ready to enter into a new stage of my educational life in public school right when GT ended. So it really was heartbreaking. I'm like, man, now it's like I gotta grow up. You know what I mean? It was kind of weird. But when GT ended, it was like, oh my God, it's really over. When Super ended, it's kind of like, well, we got a movie coming out in December, and this episode really didn't feel, it felt like an ending of a saga and a series as opposed to the ending of a franchise. I guess that's the best way to put it. But since I've watched it 6 times, I did not hate the episode. Here are my top 3 moments from the episode that I've watched over and over again in conjunction with the episode as a whole. But if I had to talk about scenes that I've like rewound and rewatched them multiple times, number 1, that's when Golden Frieza was talking shit to Jiren, right when they're in that dust cloud. And it's like, oh, so even when Shattered Strength isn't absolute, he's pretty much mocking Jiren. And then he says something, I forgot the exact words, but he says that, oh, you're afraid of becoming that weak coward you once were. And then Jiren's face, and when he steps on Frieza's tail and beats the crap out of him, but then Frieza makes a Pride Trooper sandwich with 2 boulders and Jiren right in the middle. I love that scene. Next scene was when Goku and 17 was back up. 17 was back up, but it was when Goku and Frieza tag teamed against Jiren. You have the Goku versus Jiren theme music in the background. The animation was another thing. This animation was on point. To my knowledge, I didn't notice any recycled animation from older episodes. They really gave this episode special treatment, and I loved it. But seeing Goku and Frieza fighting Jiren, a buff, shirtless guy, it reminded me of like the Broly movie, the first one, where it was really like a game of football. Like he clotheslined Trunks and Gohan, then he kicked Piccolo and blasted him away. It was awesome. And then when another little detail, when Goku was sliding down the pillar that was used to tell the time, and he hurled Frieza at Jiren, if you listen closely, you even heard like the skid marks when Goku's sliding on a pole to like intercept Frieza's fall. Is the little details like that really made that scene great, especially the fact that Frieza was trying to take Jiren out with him, and I love when Goku came flying to assist him. And Goku, you could tell Goku was so worn out at this point, he couldn't even fully become a Super Saiyan 1 because he was so worn out. So I love the fact that he had the golden aura, and his hair and eyes were changing from base to Super Saiyan. And then the fact that we had Frieza and Super Saiyan Goku together hurling Jiren out of the ring, huge callback to Namek, to their epic battle. So that was my second favorite part of the episode. And finally, just the end credits, like the fact that you had the Universe Survival arc theme music, basically Dragon Ball Super's second opening, playing over the montage as well as the ending credits. I loved it. It was just, those are my top 3 moments from the episode. But I mean, there are sources out there. I mean, Geekdom 101 is one of my favorite. I think like Geekdom 101, Unrelented Gaming, those are my top 2 Dragon Ball related content channels on YouTube that I love to watch. Moscow X, Detective Q, MJ TV, I think is the name. There are so many other channels I love to watch, but I feel like Unrelented Gaming and Geekdom 101 are my top 2. And I mean, I haven't really heard any concrete evidence that Super's coming back, but to be honest, I wouldn't be against a new series coming back. Like, it doesn't have to be Dragon Ball Super 2. It could be a completely different Dragon Ball series that either is after the Oob stuff at the end of Z, or if it picks up where it left off. I don't care what it is, but I just hope that it's good. But I feel like this finale, it definitely was rushed. It felt like 2 separate episodes. At least GT, you know, they had the one episode where Goku and Vegeta, Goku finally defeated Omega Shenron with the Universal Spirit Bomb. It was literally a unity of all of Goku's friends from different planets across the universe. Basically everyone, especially in the Black Star Dragon Balls saga. It was kind of like, it was promoted as Dragon Ball GT, the Lost Episodes, because even when GT was over, it really wasn't over, because we had a Heroes Legacy movie. Then we had like 3 times 5, 3. We had about a dozen to maybe 15 or so episodes that were the actual opening episodes of the GT series, where they found the first 3 Black Star balls, but they really weren't that good. It was really just showing that GT was trying to be Dragon Ball-esque with the comedy and Kid Goku, but it really didn't do it for me. I think my only favorite scenes from that was when Goku fought Legic. And that was pretty much it. I didn't care for the Tsunama stuff when Trunks dressed as a bride, and Daltaki was just freaky. I mean, Lude was actually pretty cool, but I really didn't like that part of GT. But overall, I feel like this finale was definitely a great episode. It really would have benefited how it should have ended, in my opinion, where we could have had like one episode be the conclusion of the battle. Like the ending of the actual episode could have been Super Shenlong being or Shenlong being summoned, and then the ending of the episode could have been the Grand Prix saying, "All right, number 17, what would you like to wish for?" And then that would have been the end of the episode. Then the following episode would have been the wish being made, the universe is being brought back, talking with the gods and whatnot, and then going back to Earth to, close out everything. An hour-long finale. That would have been great. Like the Jiren versus Goku 1 hour thing was awesome. They should have had a special kind of treatment for the finale of Super. But that's why I feel like it's not over, because the way they just treat this finale, it's like, okay, well, this is a good way to close off this anime series of Super, but let's prepare for the movie, and then we're going to see what's going to happen in like 2019 and 2020. But if you ask me, I don't think it's over. I feel like there's more on the way. I mean, not to mention we have this English dub that's out now. Each month in Japan, we have the manga chapters being released. So Dragon Ball as a whole isn't going anywhere. That's why I feel like it's on a break. And not to mention there's all this other related content to, keep us busy in the meantime. But with that being said, what did you think as the episode of the episode as a whole? I definitely did not expect 17 to be the winner. I'm not mad at that. I just thought like, wow, I did not expect that. That was a great way to twist things. Not too keen on Frieza being resurrected, like the way. I'll do a video on that separately. But again, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you in the future. And as I said before, there's plenty of other Dragon Ball related content on the way from Japan as well as on this channel.